Hi! Hey guys, welcome back to the J2 channel. It has been a long time, a pretty long time, but I wanted to make this video talking about one man and one man only because I felt like I have just a lot to say on him. And you saw the recent news today of Dimarzio of CFC PYS quoted his news on Twitter and what he said about Romelu Lukaku. And we're going to talk about that today and talk about, you know, not just the fact that Lukaku needs to leave, but my question I want to pose to you guys is, after seeing the news that you've seen today, and I'm guessing everyone has seen it, I will mention it in a moment, yeah? But before we do, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, follow my social media down below. And yeah, the question I wanted to pose to you guys was, after you've seen the news today, obviously Dimarzio has said that Lukaku since Christmas has been calling Inter. He's been calling the directors, he's been calling the president, he's been calling his teammates, he's been calling the current coach, he's probably called the doctors, he's probably called the kit man, he's probably called the dinner lady, he's probably called, I don't even know, probably the groundsman. You get what I'm saying? Like, this guy's probably called everyone at Inter and everyone associated with Inter. Don't be surprised if he's probably called a couple of fans as well, begging for their forgiveness because they think he ratted them out, in which, for me, he actually did. And the question I want to pose to you guys is, did Lukaku want to come back to Chelsea in the first place? Because as much as we all got conned as this beautiful fairy tale story of 10 years ago, Lukaku was at Chelsea and he, wanted to make it here. You saw that video of him when he was at Anderlecht and he was saying, one day I'm going to play here. This is my dream club. This is the club I supported from when I was young. This was what I wanted. I've got unfinished business here. I'm the finished package. I'm here to take Chelsea to the title. I'm here to complete this Chelsea team and make sure that they challenge. As much as we were conned by all that, did Lukaku believe that himself? Did Lukaku himself believe that? Did he believe they had unfinished business here? Did he want to come here? Or was that his agent just forcing him to? In which, by the way, he fired. And now he's got lawyers. He's just hired lawyers to make sure they actually get to move back to Inter. I am really disappointed in him. And I think he has to be disappointed in himself. Because at the end of the day, guys, right? This shows that money really can take over. And if money didn't take over, then I really need to know why he moved to us in the first place. I really need to know why he decided to come to Chelsea. Because at Inter Milan, he was the king of Milan. He said it himself. He is the king of Milan. When he scored in the Milan derby at the San Siro against AC Milan in the Milan derby. Yeah, he went to the corner flag. I think he went to the camera and said, I am the king of Milan. Yeah? He was looked like he was a god. He scored 20 plus goals in Serie A, 30 plus in all competitions. He was the best player. He was one of the highest earned players. He was a god there. He got the most assists, he scored the most goals. He was involved in everything Inter Milan did. He was the piece of Inter Milan. He was like the core of that team in a way. And he ruined all of that just to come back to Chelsea. Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Christmas! He's been calling Inter since Christmas, motherfuckers. Are you serious? Is this guy a joke? This just tells me he's been unhappy from the second. You know that goal scoring drought he went through? I think from that moment there, or when he got injured in that Malmo game and he was out for like a good period of like a month, I think in that period, he must have looked himself in the mirror and said, shit, I don't think I want to be here. Yeah, the money's great, but I loved Inter, I loved Italy, I loved the fans, I loved the coach, I loved the players, I loved the kit man, the dinner lady, the doctors, the medical staff, all of the staff, the groundsmen, the fans in the stands. But I came back here. For what? This tells me two things. His mentality's in the gutter. I cannot believe that he didn't even try to fight this one out. I can't believe they didn't even try to put effort in. The fact that he gave up after a couple months, he has to go as soon as possible for me. He has to. And it's the fact that, if you remember that interview that came out, he did it in late November. And the fact that he did it in late November tells me that after that game, that's when he started being like, I want to go back to Inter. And the fact that he gave up is just really disappointing. And I don't know what we're going to do with him. Now, what he wants is a 2-year loan deal. And he's trying to get Chelsea to agree with him that, you know, he should go to Inter, get a 2-year loan deal. He's willing to take a massive wage cut. That is absolutely total nonsense. That's nonsense, yeah? Inter are only willing to pay a third of his wages, okay? So if you do the maths, 325 grand he's on, a third of the wages, we're looking at 110, 112,000 pounds, something like that, if I'm not wrong, in the region of that sum. That's a third of his wages. What? A 2-year loan, and you expect my football club to pay over £200,000 in his wages? Are you taking the piss? Hell no. Hell no. And you know what? As a matter of fact, yeah, for the way he's handled things, yeah, for the way he's been on the pitch, off the pitch, his attitude, the decisions that he's made, the fact that he's a big crybaby, the fact that he actually hasn't changed from his Man United days, from his Everton days, in terms of just mentality, in terms of attitude, in terms of having this ego. You know, I tweeted the other day, like, this guy has the ego of Cristiano Ronaldo, yeah, but then the guy plays like Timo Pukki. Or he plays like, I don't know, which crap striker is out there? Or Morata, or someone like that, because their mentalities are both on the floor. Absolutely shocking mentality. And one thing I thought with Lukaku is, I thought his mentality would have been one of his strong points, because of what he's gone through in his career. How many setbacks he's had to, how many setbacks he's been through. And I thought mentally he would have been strong enough to come back. And I just would have thought that at one point he would have fought for his Chelsea career. And the fact that for 6+ months he has been unhappy, and that interview came out, I can't say any more things. And it just tells me he didn't want to be here in the first place. Now he's trying to get a 2-year loan deal. And Inter only willing to pay a third of his wages. Hell no. You know what? If I'm Chelsea, I'm not sending him back to Inter. Hell no. You know what I'm doing? I'm saying, yo, Bayern Munich. Bayern, you need a striker. Hey, we got one here. Lukaku. He would definitely cook in the Bundesliga. I'm telling you right now, he suits your style of play. He scores goals. He's quick in behind. He can bring other players in. Yeah, he is the complete package, Bayern Munich. He would definitely suit the Bundesliga, as all attackers do. Trust me on that. Just bring us Lewandowski. We'll do a swap deal, and he can go to Bayern Munich instead, in which that's where he doesn't want to go. But we're going to send him there instead, because we're not going to give him what he wants, because he's treated us like we're a bunch of dickheads. And we're not dickheads. We just spent, oh my God, we spent 100. In fact, we are dickheads. In fact, we are actually dickheads. No, we are dickheads, because we spent 100 million on this guy. 100 million, people. Oh God, man. I really want to know why he came. Because, like I said before, he's the king of Inter. He's the king of Milan. He was a god there. You know, the Inter fans saw him as a god. So why did he leave? Was it money? Seriously? What, because your agent at the time, Pastero, wanted a big fee in agent fees? He just wanted a big chunk of money because he knew you're his biggest agent, and, you know, he kind of forced you to make this move because of his sake? But what about you? Yeah, it is what it is. What a way to talk about this as the first video back in a long time. I will try to come back with more videos. Obviously, the transfer season is up and running, even though the transfer window isn't open yet. But you see rumors time after time again, and some of the rumors I'm seeing, I'm like, oh yes, I love that. But then some of the rumors I'm seeing is like, it's a bit peak. I don't want that guy. But in terms of the attack in general, like, if there's two attackers that needs to go, the first one on the list is definitely Lukaku. If we want to actually start building this team in the way Tuchel wants, Lukaku has to be the first attacker that leaves. To the point where if he was the only attacker that left, I actually wouldn't mind that. If there was one attacker I was like has to go, it has to be him. Beforehand, I was like Timo Werner, but then Timo Werner's attitude is actually top level. Like Timo Werner's mentality is actually really good compared to Lukaku's, in which his is down the gutter. And if we want to start building, if we want to start creating a team in Tuchel's image, then you know, he needs to go. And another thing is the fact that this transfer happened and it's failed so miserably, and we all saw the reports of what now Lukaku really thinks of us and what he really wanted, then this transfer is everyone's fault. It's Marina's fault, the rest of the board's fault, Czech's fault, Tuchel's fault, everyone's fault. Everyone involved in this deal, Lukaku's fault, the agent's fault. Because at the end of the day, in order for a deal to happen, you have to have the majority to pretty much agree. If anything, everyone has to agree pretty much. And the fact that he was our fourth choice and we was desperate for a striker at the time, we may as well just been better off with Kai Havertz for another season, trust him to be our number 9, and then this summer, look for a striker. Try get a Erling Haaland. Imagine if we had gone in for Erling Haaland now. We could have had a better chance of getting Haaland this summer if we hadn't signed Lukaku last summer. But this is all in hindsight. Most of the fan base were happy to see Lukaku to come to Chelsea. I know a lot of people weren't, and some of you watching this video were definitely not for Lukaku. I was definitely for Lukaku to the point where I said buy him over Haaland. But the only reason why I said that was because of the fee that Dortmund were asking for at the time. I mean, we're talking about Mina Raiola, RIP to him, rest in peace, obviously. Talking about him earning like 40 million like agent fees. We're talking about nearly spending 200 million on Haaland himself, and then the wages were going to be astronomical. But then I'm looking at the wages he's earning at City, he's not even earning more than Kevin De Bruyne. So I can't even talk about the wages like that. But the fee that Dortmund were asking for, ridiculous. They had the opportunity to sell him to us last summer for like 120 million. That would have been a job done. 130 million, that would have been, I think, okay for Chelsea to pay. Instead, they took the piss, asking for 175, 200 million. Their man were taking the piss. And now they only sold him for 75 million. And now we're stuck with an 150 million euro striker who's on 325 grand a week. And it's peak. So hopefully we can get rid of him. Just don't get rid of him to Inter. I'd rather he went to Bayern Munich. But yeah, that's it on Lukaku. Tell me your thoughts down below on him. Do you want him to stay? Is there anyone out here that wants him to stay? Do you just want him to leave? Did you think that he even wanted to come to Chelsea in the first place? And that's the question I'm going to leave to all you guys. Did you think that Lukaku even wanted to come to Chelsea in the first place? Just based on these reports that we're seeing, based on the way he's played over the last couple of months, based on his attitude and the fact that he's not been willing to fight at all for his Chelsea career at no point. And I'm really disappointed in everyone. Lukaku, Tuchel, Marina, his agent. It is what it is. And yeah, I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys for a brand new video regarding something else, hopefully. Hopefully I won't have to speak much on Lukaku again because I am already getting tired of this saga. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'm happy to be back and hopefully see more videos of me in the future very, very soon. So yeah, I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys. Peace.